Let's see. So while I'm cutting and pasting, people will see us. And YouTube is being nice today. That's good. That's beautiful.
That was I know Florian for about since 2000,
Yeah.
and we went to Berkeley together, and
Oh,
and and we had a band for 11 years that called Minsara. It was a trio, and then at some point, Lee Konitz heard us, and he took us as his quartet. Basically, we became that trio became his quartet. But I haven't played with Florian for many years. We don't play a lot together, and that he called me that day. I was teaching I was teaching somewhere in Italy, and he told me, listen, he was supposed to do a duet gig with his wife, and his wife got sick and he could not do it. He said, like, listen, I have a gig tonight. Can you do it? I said, like, sure. I was supposed to go home today. Let's do it. What music? We're gonna send me some of your songs. Let's do some other songs. Let's see what happens. We'll improvise. So that was, I think, the encore of the show, and
yeah.
it was completely improvised. The whole thing was improvised. So
Yeah.
we had no idea what he started to play something, and we went there, and
That
the
was
whole concert was very ethereal. Like was felt like in a cloud. Yeah.
well, actually, there was some cloud around you at the end there, so that
No,
was fabulous. Oh my God.
thank you.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is ZIV RAVITZ, and yeah, I heard his music on, I think it was iTunes. And what I do is sometimes I'm driving, I'll listen to iTunes and I'll take a picture of my phone, who it is, and then I looked you up and I was, I was very blown away. I love what you do. It's just, it's, my idea of high art. It's really beautiful. And
Thank you.
yeah, you could see in that video too. It's just well, when I tell my students, I tell my students about the aesthetic universe, and I try and get them to understand. They're not just singers, but they're musicians. They're part of the band, and when you open the door into the aesthetic universe, anything can happen in there. There are no mistakes. There's development. There's connection. As soon as you start thinking, as the singer, of course, any instrument, that you're like, somebody's looking at me, or I'm flat, or anything like that, you just stepped out of the universe. So that's the whole challenge, to stay in that universe. And so I love when I see and hear musicians immediately entering into that universe, and staying there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I think, I mean, we have, everybody has their own way of saying this. We call it the zone.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but I think a lot was, I owe a lot to my father. My father is a musician, and he told me something when before I left to Berkeley. I come from a very poor family, could not really help me financially. So
Yes.
it was, I'll give you an advice. And I said, all right. And he said his advice was, okay, you are coming to a concert. You put your cymbals, you take your cymbals out of your bag, you put them on, and you play the concert. You finish the concert, you take the cymbals, you put them in your bag, you say goodbye to everybody. You put your bag on your back, you say goodbye to everybody. You cross the street, and a car kills you. I'm saying, all right.
Okay, Dad.
Okay, Dad, now what? He said, like, now go back, put the cymbals on. This is the last gig of your life. Makes it count, make it count. Make this an important moment for you. Make it something that you connected to. Make it connect to the words that you are saying, no matter what they are. Nothing else is important, because at the end, if you say X or you say Y, it would not matter. In the big scheme of elements, it doesn't matter. The intention behind the elements of what you are saying is everything. Because, if somebody that is not a musician sits in the audience, they have no idea if we're playing in seven, playing in five, if it's minor or major, but they can tell us if they believe us or not. And that is a universal truth. They can see the honesty behind our statement no matter what. They don't need to be a musician for that because they can sense that they practice their whole life that. They practice their whole life listening to somebody and then they say like, I don't believe this guy.
Hmm.
They can talk about the weather. And these, as musicians, we are constantly training ourselves and then we forget why we are doing it.
Hmm.
What's the purpose of this in the big picture?
Yeah.
It's beyond just this um, sorry for the bad word, but almost feel like masturbation, like
Yes. Right.
uh, uh, it's something that is bigger than that. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than this moment. And if you stay loyal to the statement, then no matter what, it will be correct.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So
That's
having said that, coming to a concert where I don't know the music at all,
yeah.
and there was no printer, I could not print the music that it. So we had 1 hour before the concert when the first band was playing to for me to memorize the music. I memorized the parts that I could, and the rest was just use my ears.
Yeah. Yeah. And respond. Yeah. Respond. Listen.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Be in the moment. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's all good stuff. Um, have you, do you think you've always, I mean, your dad told you this when you were how old? Like already working or,
No, I was 20, 21. No, it was my first drum teacher was when I was 24. I started very late. Everything
oh,
was late. I I was self-taught from the age of 10. And I kind of played for myself from records. My dad is a musician, but he gave me a big stack of records and he said like, okay, just whatever they play, play, and then you'll be fine.
that's cool.
I was Jimi
Was it
Hendrix,
all, oh yeah, it was a mixture of music?
mixture of say it's like
Yeah.
Emerson, Lake Palmer, Chick Corea, Miles Davis, Debussy. He gave me a lot of things, and he said like just play whatever they play. And I had to figure out how to play drums on Debussy also because that's what he gave me. So I just did
I
it.
was just thinking, yeah, Debussy. Hmm. Wow. So what instrument did your dad play?
He's a guitar player. But I come from a very musical family. My aunt is a very known singer in Israel.
Oh,
Uh, he's like Johnny Mitchell of Israel,
oh, wow.
like on that level. So
Yeah,
I was always around big musicians, always was surrounded in big concerts and so I always saw that, but it was for me because I grew up in that. It was not a big deal, because it's my aunt. It's I
yeah.
don't never saw it as Johnny Mitchell, but it was funny to around that I understood more um, about expression and art and because they were always talking about this,
Huh.
her, the world around her and but beside that, I think also coming from the environment that I came from like growing up in Israel and always being in a situation where there's always war around, you learn to appreciate life. You learn to appreciate the fact that you are alive, period. I never took that for granted. It could end every moment. So in that mindset, every time I play with somebody, every time I play anything, it has to mean something. It has to be important. It has to be in the moment. So
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Wild. It's so interesting how our lives lay out and what we learn and how what the future is. How when we look back, I've been talking a lot about looking back at things this week. Being part of history or making history right now. I mean, this is history, but so yeah, it's really interesting. That's why one reason I love these conversations. I love to hear where people came from and what made them, and then what their points of view are. It's fascinating. You are number 680, 83.
Of what?
My interviews.
Ah, number that's the amount of interviews you did.
Yes.
Amazing.
Since the first day of the pandemic.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But for about 9 months, I did it 6 days a week because nobody was doing anything, right? It's
So
like everybody
everybody was
was,
happy to talk. Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, yeah. But it's just so much fun to get into people's perspectives. That's what I really like. Where do you live now?
Well, after 20 years in New York, I during just after the pandemic, I decided to make a choice of change. I needed to change something, and
Yeah.
I moved to south of France.
Oh, that's quite a change. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a small village in south of France.
Oh,
I have a big house here. It's wonderful. I have to say, I travel so much that at some point, New York became where I do laundry. It's like I was not there enough to justify a life there. The more I travel, it's because my kids and my daughters, they don't live in New York anymore. They were born in New York and they don't
yeah.
live there anymore. So there was no real reason to stay there. I love New York to death. I mean, I love New York. It's still it's still home for me. But I have to say, quality of life where I live now, it's uncomparable. I would never be able to afford what I have here and live in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's impossible. It's
Yeah.
impossible. As you know, as a musician, you know that uh, making a living in the U.S. just for the U.S. In music, it's unsustainable. You have to travel to Europe to do because that's where art is appreciated in that way, in a much bigger way. Your budgets are different, concerts are different, audience is different. Although there's amazing audience in America and there's a big hunger in America for music and for art, the a lot of venues cannot sustain it because the society doesn't allow this. There's much more important things. So complicated time in the world at the moment for arts,
Yes.
for anything actually.
Yeah, there's so many layers in that too as well. So my before the pandemic, a few years before the pandemic, I started managing a room, a really incredible space. It's like a lounge, like you would see in New York or somewhere, in the back of a vegan restaurant. This really high class vegan restaurant near Disney Hall in LA. And then the pandemic happened. And then in November, the chef asked me if I would stir up some jazz again. And I got a friend of mine, a really wonderful singer and just a very ethical, creative human, this man, Sidney Jacobs. So he and I started creating the room in a new space, a new moment of time. So now we have this room happening. It's called Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge, and it's a beautiful space. It's unusual in LA. It's a relatively small room. It holds about 40 people comfortably. There's a whole back line, including a piano, which is kind of rare in LA. And the food's good. They don't serve alcohol there, so we do mocktails. But
Right.
and the music, there's a great vibe in the room. Of course, part of it is from Sydney and I because that's management actually makes the room good or
Of course.
bad, and so it's wonderful. The artists love it, and the audience loves it. So I really feel, gosh, about a month ago, I was so excited out of my mind. I felt this energy wave of jazz exponentially growing in LA, in rooms and people. I mean, a lot of people have moved here, especially from New York. But there's a club. Did you ever come here and play the Blue Whale?
Yeah, of course. But it's
Yeah.
closed. It's closed.
Well, he's opening it again.
No!
Yes,
I
and this
played many
time,
times with the Blue Whale. Last time I played there was with Avishai Cohen. Uh,
oh,
maybe maybe just a couple, maybe 1 month or 2 months before it closed.
well, he was my student. He's a really good singer, very modern. Anyway, but he has great taste, and he really sees. He has vision, you know. Anyway, so he went back to Korea, and the whale closed, and then last year it's kind of a long project to prepare because of licensing and stuff. But anyway, he got a room, kind of like a soundstage, in Atwater, which is away from downtown, and and it has a large room. I would say it might hold 200, 250, and then a smaller room, 75, 100, and then a restaurant and a bar. So that means now that uh, young people can come into the music anytime, because there's no bar thing happening. And it's really an amazing space, and he has amazing ideas for it. And I believe, hopefully, it'll be done by the end of this year, you know. But
Wow.
anyway, I was just excited out of my mind about a month ago. I can't tell you. I was just riding on this high over this expansion of music, including our place, Birds of a Feather. And I just feel I'm so happy. I don't care about competition. I mean, this doesn't mean anything, you know. And I mean, the more the better. And so, yeah, the rooms, like what you were saying, that people are desperate and hungry. I think they are, and as far as the biggest problem I have is marketing. Like getting the information in front of people so that they know it's there. To come. But yeah, Europe. I always wanted to move to Europe, but I got married and then and then I didn't. But yeah, just Europe is so appealing. Even when I started, we were talking about Japan. Even when I started going to Japan, I love Japan. It's like my second home. But still, there's nothing like Europe. Europe has this feel that is open and creative and um, yeah, it's creative. It's creating, and it's such a great feeling. Do
I
you
mean,
work a
sorry.
lot in Europe?
I work everywhere. I just came back from I was in Canada and America doing a tour, and now I toured in Europe, and I'm going to Asia in a month. So it keeps moving a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but I have to say, still, uh, I get the most inspired, to be honest, in New York with the amount of musicians that are there. LA was always amazing for me, but it's so sprawled out that it's very hard to have a communities. The communities are very spread. Having said that, it's it's more than a room. It's more than spaces. It's more than budget. It's more than anything. Something shifted with when uh, there was one event that kind of made me realize that more. My band was booked in a tour, and one venue decided to cancel the gig because I don't have the enough amount of followers on Instagram for him. And I said like, but do you like the music? He said, I love the music. I said like, So yeah, but we need to fill the space. And I said, okay. And they made me, it's fine. It's okay. We had another different gig on that day. It was not a problem. But it made me realize that uh, the whole dynamic of music business changed completely in the past uh, 20 years, slowly over with different stages, with the record label business, then the live business. Then when the pandemic hit, there was a lot of things moved to houses, concerts,
Yeah.
uh, amazing. One of my favorite thing I've seen forever was Cecile and and
Uh,
uh,
yeah.
and
Sullivan.
Sullivan. When they played at home, I
I
watched it
know. I saw
online and
that too.
I was crying like crazy. And I just saw Cecile. I know Sullivan for a long time, and we're good friends. But Cecile, I just met for the first time. We have a lot of friends in common. I was playing in Saratoga Spring, and I saw her, and I told her, like, listen, you are the fucking shit. Uh,
She
like
is.
the way what you did, like
I
complimented her
know.
back, but
Yeah.
it showed the possibility of accessibility of art everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, it creates a lot of difficulties because I believe that we have a problem in the world of jazz. We the there's a separation. There's age problems. We are, some parts of the jazz world is very old. We need more young people in the music business. Not the music business. There's a lot of musicians in the young musicians where we audience needs to be young. And then so there are people like, for example, Thundercat, and he brings a lot of younger generation. Jacob Collier brings a lot of younger generation, but then the umbrella of jazz is stretched into different kind of area, which is great. But then it's not as much about the. I'm sure your room is amazing. I have no doubt, and Blue Whale was amazing room. I love performing there, and the people were sitting just on the floor next to you, and so fucking great.
Yeah.
But we need to change something. There needs to be re-education of music consumption.
Yeah.
Uh, we need to learn more from how she's not my favorite musician in the world, but Taylor Swift and how she does it.
Yeah.
I mean, she redesigned the music business, took all her music out of Spotify. She's one of the only one who has a different rate with Spotify because she taught them a lesson. You know, the record label company took all the music out from her, all the money, so she reissued all the albums slightly different. Now she owns everything. Like we
Yeah.
are doing something
Yeah.
wrong. There's
I
too many
know.
there's too many poor musicians. Uh,
Yeah.
and I watch I see, like, I saw Lee Konitz, and at the end of his life, not having a lot of money, and this is Lee fucking Konitz.
Yeah.
I mean, who did he not play with? I
Yeah.
mean, he redefined the cool jazz. He was like a part of so many important landmarks in the music business. I see people like uh, Ron Carter, Joe Anderson, rest in peace. Uh, so many people were like not living their best
Yeah.
life, and they should.
Yeah.
There's something that we're doing wrong, and that needs to be readjusted. Having said that, we we should never leave the music itself and
Right.
continue to be honest with it, which sometimes is a contradicting force.
You
So,
kind of said it all right there. Remember Annie DeFranco?
of course,
So she was one of the first people that I knew about who, like, disconnected from major labels and was doing it all herself successfully. That was a long time ago. I should research her again and see what she did, how she did it, because it was impressive.
Well,
Um,
there's a lot of people since then that did it. Radiohead did it. James Blake did it. There's a lot of people who completely cut themselves from that. Louis C.K. did it in the comedian world, like did everything rented by himself, Madison Square Garden for 3 nights with his own money, uh, not using Ticketmaster. Like there are many people who've tried, but something about it is unsustainable.
Yeah, I'm
Something,
actually, yeah, I'm going to speak with a friend, interview her on, yeah, Monday. Her name's Rhonda Leroy. She's an interesting woman. She's had a lot of success in the pop and rock kind of world, and she's always thinking of of new ideas, and she's actually thinking of new platforms rather than Spotify and that kind of crap. So, yeah, it's so I'm looking forward to speaking with her. She's kind of starting a new organization, and she might, I don't know, she might be real successful at it. But
I hope so. I hope so. The problem is that we trained people to get things for free. So it will be very hard to break that pattern. Uh, Even my daughters, like which are daughters of a musician, they still use Spotify and they listen to the commercial and then they move on. It's like, girls, I'll pay. We need to pay for the musician. So it's what, 15, $20 a month. Let me pay it. Whatever that goes into the musician's pocket, it's important. He said, like, yeah, but we can get it for free. And they are right. I mean, I explained, yeah, I understand. And they said, like, there's commercial. The commercial should pay for that. And they are right, but it doesn't in
right,
reality.
right. Well,
So,
Spotify should probably be thrown out of some kind of union. But
well,
I mean,
the-
this kind of taps into my own little personal view. I know we're not going near politics, but this is kind of my politics of life. I know this sounds crazy, but I think that this planet, the way we all came up and got here, is, let's just say, screwed up. And really, on another planet, the artists would be forefront as far as reflecting what is going on the planet so that the administration type of people could put into effect things that the people need, so I mean that's kind of a science fiction story, but when I think about it, that's what I think. And this has gotten, like you said, we've been training people to get things for free, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. And but also, but what we're doing, you and I and many others, is creating this things that fit into the artistic universe, the aesthetic universe, and affect people. And it's something I think that we feel innately is good, and we have to keep doing it. So yeah, I mean, especially doing this show. I mean, I've been a musician all my life. My dad was a sax player, and so we've been doing it all our life. And I mean, I knew I was with a family of musicians, the grand family. But the more I interviewed people, the more I realized, oh my God, we are all over the planet, and not just some guy practicing in his room, and that's not bad, but professional, great players all over the planet, and we're actually keeping this planet spinning. you know, so kudos to us.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, I remember watching this film with my daughter, Bug's Life.
Oh yeah,
And one of there's a moment where I don't remember which insect it was, but they keep harassing the ants, and the one of the ants are like, if we are so many, if we all just stand up to them, they have no chance. And I don't know, it's like watching it's like, wow, what if we do it as a musician? Like, can you imagine if all of us get
yeah,
off the all the platform, everybody,
yeah,
one day, it's like just for one day,
yeah,
the amount, the damage that is gonna happen after one day is so massive. I mean, I am not in this business. None of us are in this business for money,
yeah,
because we are just musicians. We are not. None of us are going to be rich. I mean, unless you're Herbie Hancock, and you manage to. But I am not here for that. I'm here for taking 2 hours for somebody's life and give them to take them out of their existence for a moment and to share with them something that they can forget their problems, they can displace themselves, transform themselves to something else, be in a different universe, take them with me on this travel, and then by that, like I reinforce myself also, give this power back to me that what I'm doing is important, and showing the younger generation, my daughters, that you have to do what you believe in, even if there's compromise to that. You have to stand what you're to follow your heart and do all of this is hard things to do. We're not doing it for money, but we have to sustain ourselves somehow. And something about our ecosystem is not sustainable. And I see musicians have to do crazy things to survive.
yeah,
Amazing musicians that
yeah,
should just play concert. It would be amazing. Having said that, we have to learn also how to be business people. We have to. I spend a lot of my time studying this, studying AI. There's people fighting AI. Why? It's here. Why
yeah,
fighting what? It's gonna be. Learn how to use it. There's social media. Why? We need to reconnect, to be in the room with people. Yeah, this is not the world. Grow up. Grow up. Just deal with the fact that the world is changing. Take it in. Learn. Grow. You are not a unique snowflake. You're just a musician. Don't take yourself too heavy.
right. That's so true.
So we just have to take life as is, enjoy what we are doing. We have to
Yeah,
enjoy life. We have to we for the moment we live here only once.
yeah,
So I, I don't know. I'm here to enjoy, to give pleasures to others, to take pleasures for myself, to be a good father, to be a good husband, to be a good everything with the best I can be, to give love to people even if they hate me. Um, and no matter what, for all the weird events of my life, I always reacted with love. I will always hug back, even if it's. And I think if we all do that, at some point things will change,
yeah,
and we have to grow as musicians to learn how to use what we have, the tools that we have, and not be stuck. Uh, and So all of that, I'm curious to see what she will tell you, what kind of platform she's working on. We'll see.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be an interesting conversation. She's always been very creative like that, creating new things and unstoppable kind of a person. Um, did I see some questions? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Joyce. She said Tidal is the first platform to state that they won't accept music that is fully created by AI. Oh, she also said the Marseille Jazz Festival is happening now. Are you part of that?
Not this year. I played last year at Master Jazz Festival. This year, I'm not playing there, no. But
Uh,
yeah, Tidal is a great platform. Also, the one of the there's not a lot of ti platform that gives also
yeah,
high
compensation
or no
for.
no high format of files. You can listen
Oh,
in really high quality. These and Qobuz also it's they give in 96
yeah,
kilo.
Kobus. I just
Yeah,
found out about that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's interesting.
It's for audio
I
files.
don't- I don't know if I can. I'm associated with only maybe two labels for all my CDs, all my recordings. So, and I guess they have to get the material from the label. So you
It
can't
depends on the
just.
distribution. It depends on distribution of elements. Each label have their own. For example, I recorded a lot for ECM, and for years ECM were not doing anything digital. They were not in iTunes. They were not working with that at all. And just it was just maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago that they joined that, and it changed a lot. Maybe more, but I remember the day it happened. So it's like the depends on the label, depends on the distribution of elements. Today, you don't need a label.
Yeah,
There's no need for a label because labels today don't do a lot for you anyway. So you might as well keep all the rights and all the money anyway. That it's not a lot of money. So
yeah.
a lot of
I
people
think
don't do that.
I think Koba's. Uh, well, maybe they need it from a distributor. They
Uh,
needed
all of them,
this.
only Bandcamp is the one that don't use any distributors.
Yeah, yeah,
But the rest, for example, if you do an album on CD Baby, which is one of those platforms that independent platforms, they put it on everything, on Rhapsody, Amazon, Qobuz, Tidal, all of them, iTunes, Spotify. They immediately do it on by themselves.
cool.
Uh, the good thing about the label, if they do promotion for you, if they have good physical distributors, if they have and there's of course when you put an album on ECM, there's something comes also with the respect of being on a label like ECM or Blue Note, or that helps too. So
Right. And Ziv, it just suddenly struck me. And maybe this was the first time I heard your name. No, I had to have known to in order to go. Didn't you play in LA at that temple that had been made into
yes,
a theater? Yeah, I was at that concert. Did you do
oh
it
yeah,
once?
I did it only once. Yeah, I've done it
Yeah,
only once. Yeah, just last year around March.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep. I was
I
there.
was I was with the Avishai Cohen Quartet. Yeah.
Yes, and I bought your record, your
Oh,
CD.
okay. Yeah.
I bought your record on
Yeah.
ECM.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So, um, do you remember who you had in that band?
Yes, it was it's not the full original band. It's Avishai on trumpet, Barak Mori on bass. Usually it's Jonathan Avishai on piano,
Yeah.
but for that concert, it was wow, I forgot his name now. Holy shit. He will kill me.
Oh, yeah. That was
Uh,
wonderful.
God damn. Please don't kill me if you see this.
He
I'm
won't.
bad with names.
Yeah.
But it's different piano player. And we there was an organ on the top floor. I remember, and he went
Oh,
to play it.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was a great concert. I think that's the only concert I've been to there. It's really wonderful. Oh, yeah. I think Sam First or what's his name had something to do with booking that concert there. Dave Robert.
Ah, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, um, yeah. I would love to listen to another song. You have any suggestions? Should I look for a
Uh,
Lee Konitz thing with you or I,
whatever you want. whatever you feel like putting on. I don't know which one of the songs you liked.
Well, there's so much.
I know.
Wow, you
Uh,
even have Lionel Lukey with you.
yeah, Lionel Weke. There's a chant. There's a video called Chant. It's from a live album I did with Lionel. Um, it's from Muri. I think it's from a live album we did in Muri.
I have one here that says Aziza Dance.
No, it's not that one. It's called Chant.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll put that in and let's see. Chant. Yes, here it is. I'm going to look at this and
that's the first song from the album. We were supposed to record an ECM
this record, this song.
yes, yeah, this album, but it did not work, and so we ended up releasing a live concert.
Oh,
I guess I wear only one shirt. It's the same. It's the
and
same.
sweater.
Yeah, it's the
That's a
same. No,
nice sweater.
It's the same sweater I made.
That was great. Where was that?
There's a place in Switzerland called Muri, and there's an amazing guy who runs it, who Stefan, and he's actually it was his idea. I know Lionel for a long time. We went to school also together, and I know him for a long time. But we every time we see each other, we always were hanging, but it was never a situation for us to play. And during the pandemic, Stefan contacted both of us. They're like, I want to for you both to come and do a concert there, and we came and did it.
Wow, that was
And it
really
was
beautiful.
and there's an album from that show.
And the album
It's
is,
on, it's called Within This Stone. It's online. It's uh, it's on all the platforms.
and I'm sorry, what is the name of, again?
Within This Stone.
Within this tone?
Stone.
Stone. Oh, within this stone. Cool. Love that. That is really beautiful. I I want to ask you. I'm not a drummer, but anyway, I loved what you were doing. Were you actually playing that rhythm, that underlying rhythm with both, like, kind of responding feet separately together?
They are all related. It's well, there's I did not play any meter. I was playing pulse,
Oh,
and the pulse were moving according to the what the music needs. So it was not necessarily in four, three, or five, or seven.
right, right.
And on top of that, there were different layers of other rhythms, but they are all based on just the pulse that was going, and all the limbs were helping either the contrast of other layers on top of one rhythm or just the one rhythm. But I don't see it as that. I see it as music.
Sure.
Uh, I
I
don't
was
see
just
it as
curious. I was actually curious about that your feet were, it's like a piano player with really two separate hands, not,
Yeah, it was the hi-hat and I'm not playing double bass drum or something. It was just uh, two hands and two legs. They have different parts. Each one
yeah,
of them has
yeah,
a different part.
yeah.
But it's less. I don't think of it in that terms anymore. I think I was just trying to hear the music that was I wanted to express, and then I let the limbs do what they need to do.
Yeah, yeah. It was great. I loved it. That, beautiful. And he's so real.
Oh my
You know.
God, he's one of my favorite people on earth, and he was just not too long ago. He reposted something from that concert on
Oh,
social media just maybe 2 weeks ago because I found one of the videos and I sent it like, oh, I forgot about this, man. Check this out, it's killing. And then he's like, man, can I post it? I was like, dude, do whatever you want. And like I forgot. I love him deeply. He's a very, very dear friend.
where is he from?
He's from Benin,
Where is that?
West Africa.
Africa. Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West Africa.
Yeah.
He's originally from Benin. He moved to the States around 2000. I don't know exactly, but we were in Berkeley together, and then the rest of it is history.
Yeah. When were you at Berkeley?
2000, 2005.
I was there 72 to 75.
Oh, oh, just the year before me.
I played flute wherever it is, and but they didn't have vocal at the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, they didn't have vocal till I left. That's when they got vocal. It must have been a sign.
Yeah, maybe you instigated it.
Yeah. Oh, she's gone. Let's.
No, because of you. It's like you see, we she should have done this, and it's like let's in her memory, let's do it.
I'm from Boston.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, so and my dad was a musician. My mom had been a singer. I had twin sisters older than me who both sang and one played piano. So we just came up, music, 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 and then yeah, Berkeley was just kind of a natural. It was very natural to reach out to that. Um, yeah, cool. It was cool at that time. Very small, obviously, and mostly guitar players.
Still mostly guitar players.
Which was, I mean, at that time, it's probably why I got into guitar so much. I just have a love affair with guitar. Um, but also during that time, Weather Report was kind of stirring up, actually. I don't know if they were brand new, but the ECM was newly stirring up. And so all the people on the ECM was kind of in Berkeley and everybody was kind of excited. Bob Moses lived there at the time and he was kind of along those lines. And then, of course, Boston, it had blues and Motown was happening at that time. So there was a lot of really good stuff happening in Boston.
I know. It's still has a lot of good stuff happening in Boston.
Yeah. I love Boston. Like you were saying, when you go home, or go to New York, you always feel like it's home. And yeah, when I go to Boston, I feel I feel like, oh yeah. I actually feel like I'm in college again. That feeling, because I left when I was 21 to come out here. So yeah, so I still have that feeling. But Boston's beautiful. It's got a great energy.
Yeah, I love Boston.
Yeah. Um, what? So how old were you when you moved to New York?
I was 27.
Uh huh. Yeah. Great age to move to New York.
Yeah, I was mature enough to deal with it. And I did
Yeah.
not let it affect me, and I was I decided that I don't want to take any stupid gigs, not to do any
Wow.
restaurant gigs, and I wanted to commit only to do the music that I wanted to do. So I was a computer programmer. I supported myself doing that, and I
Oh.
said I'm gonna take only the gigs that I want to take. I'm gonna spend every second I can to practice and meet people, and I generated. I found a little bar with a friend of mine, and we played there every week. We invited everyone we could: Ben Monder, George Garzone, Chris Potter, everybody. We brought everybody to play with us, and I just did not care about the money. We would pay because I made all the money I needed from computer programming, and then slowly at some point I let go of the computer. So yeah, it was too much for me anyway. It was but that's it. So New York was and is amazing. I loved it.
Sounds
Um,
great.
I loved living there. It was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Um, some friends of mine were just here from New York because he was playing with Vinny Golia. Do you know Vinny Golia?
Yeah, of
Yeah, so bass player named Ken Filiano. Do you know him?
course.
Yeah, Ken and his wife Andrea. They're old friends of mine, and yeah, it was God. It was great to hear Ken. Shit, he's playing amazingly. I've never really seen a bass player play like that.
He's
Talk
crazy.
about
He's
two
very
hands.
wild.
Yeah, he's just wow, and he's just such a special human being. Very special. Yeah.
That's an understatement. I like him a lot.
Vinny and I, that night we were talking about Japan because, believe it or not, since 1980, I have not ever, except for this year, heard free musicians, free jazz play. I've never heard that. And I don't know where I was looking or what. I mean, I would think I would have heard that because I've been there so much. And Vinny was saying, oh, yeah. He said, what did he say? He said, they make me sound like I'm Bob Shepard. Not to say Bob Shepard is so straight, but kind of straighter than Vinny. Vinny's out. And I was thinking about that. I was like, wow. And I heard this free music that was incredible. These guys were incredible. I was so surprised because, I mean, just being a jazz musician in Japan is stepping outside of the norm anyway, especially in the old days. But the free jazz, wow. Have you ever heard free jazz in Japan? You probably play more than listen out.
I played a lot of free jazz and I listened to a lot of free jazz. Yeah, I love that, but it depends. I have a lot of criticism for that. So I don't like any type of music. I feel that, but in free jazz it comes out a lot that there's a lot of people who play to hear themselves playing and
Yeah.
not for the sake of the music and not for the sake of a composition. And then when you hear people do it in a compositional way, in a deep way, uh, then you're like, wow, all right. That's a different thing. But I heard a lot of free jazz, and a lot of it was just sounding like noise.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was surprised. I mean, I heard some really good free jazz there. I just was surprised to hear Japanese musicians do that because I had never heard it. But Vinny has a really great thing. I've created a bunch of different venues. The last venue I had created before this one was, well, I contributed. His venue's been around for a long time, but I booked people for about a year, and I got Vinny in on a steady, like monthly gig, and yeah, listening to his well, and I used to listen to him years ago. He used to have these orchestras, which I guess in free jazz, the music, the charts are unusual, right? And they have like lines on them, like high, mid, and low. They have things like Billy Mintz used to have this bass player jam, like as many bass players as could possible come. And then he would give them a piece of paper with 10 things, and like he would call out five, and that would be play as fast as you can in B. That was Billy Mintz. You must know him.
Yeah,
He's a great
great,
musician.
great
Yeah,
drummer. Yeah,
yeah. And but yeah, Vinny too. Like seeing an orchestra play like that. It was incredible. Yeah, he's so smart and good. Um, so you obviously don't have a favorite style of jazz. It's like the good or the bad music thing, right? It's good music or it's bad music.
No, I don't know if I can so clearly say this is good, this is bad. There are things that some days I like them more than other days,
Yeah,
and I'm always open to discover new things. And um, I don't know. There's not one type of jazz that I like more than another. That I can definitely not say. I
yeah,
love honesty. I love when I hear people play themselves, when I see they're playing their voice, whatever genre it is. It could be a singer-songwriter, could be avant-garde, could be classical. When you hear that, it's very evident. It
yeah,
goes across any platform, any genre. So it's too simplified to say I like free jazz, or I don't like free jazz, or I like modern jazz. These are all. It's too abstract to say that.
yeah. I used to have this student for about a year. He was a heavy metal bass player, singer, composer, and he worked with who did he worked as a roadie. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, he was a famous rock guy, and the guy he came to me. He knew nothing about singing. As a matter of fact, when he would do his gigs, he didn't even know he needed a monitor. So in rock too. So what I would do is I would give him the lesson. Then he would come back, and the first thing he would do was to show me the lesson, like read, sing it with and then we'd have a new lesson. And in a year, he actually became my best student. And his music, I loved his songs, and they were heavy metal, and which is a genre I generally do not listen to, but I loved his songs. He was a great writer. It was really an interesting. That's an interesting student.
I started a lot of my music was in heavy metal. I
Really?
love. Yeah, I started by
Oh,
Sepultura and Morbid Angel, and I was very deep into that when I started to play drums.
ah,
And yeah, but there's no, again, this is for me. I was so open to everything. It doesn't really matter. Grunge, rock. I think it's because of the upbringing. I had so much influences of music that it was I had to be open to like some things too that I'm not in my realm of music. I'm
yeah.
going on the road a lot now with a guitar player named Dominic Miller. You know who that is?
No, I don't.
He's the guitar player of Sting. He wrote
Oh,
Shape of My Heart. He wrote
oh, okay.
everything. And I've been on the road with him for now for 6, 7 years. We've done a
Oh,
few albums together, and it's very different than what anything else I do. But I really believe him. I mean, he wrote Shape of My Heart, so it's
I
he
love
know
that song.
yeah, that's that. So when he plays it, I believe him
Yeah,
completely.
yeah. That song is so beautiful, and it's so funny because for some reason, honestly, I have trouble getting that song under my belt to sing. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I can't sing it any other way than how it is because it's so beautiful and I usually do better when I take some material and I, make it my own. And I love Sting's music. I mean, I'm a big fan of him, Peter Gabriel, people like that. But that song is just makes me, I don't know. It's just so beautiful. So he write the music and the lyrics?
No, lyrics, Sting wrote them.
Sting, yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Beautiful
he,
song.
yeah.
I have to go listen to that. So Dominic, I didn't know his name. Dominic
Dominic Miller.
Miller. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to hear it. God, it sounds like you play with so many different people.
Yeah, a lot of different music. I love to do different things, different music. To the music. Just the past Ju- just the past month, I've done. I played with in a trio. I have a new trio with a piano and bass, and we're playing renditions of the music of Chopin. We then after that I played for 3 days a big concert with like seven musicians and two choirs. New music that was written for children in Jazz which is a massive amphitheater. And then I flew to the US to play with a rock band with two drummers. And then after that, coming back, playing the music of Mahler in another festival of classical music. Uh, Going to play with Dominic, and after that, playing in Athens with a Greek musician playing Greek music.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
I really believe that you are as a
Yes.
human you have to embrace everybody else in order to understand humanity, in order to understand yourself, in order to understand each other,
Yes.
and the more you do with others, the more you learn, the more you are a student of life, the better you can become, the better musicians you are.
That's really nice. That's
Yeah,
that's a way of living.
yeah, I try.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I won't talk about politics.
No, no, please don't.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, I
yeah.
have I have to. It's in my place is already 10:20 at night.
Okay,
Yeah, and I need to go. I'm starting my
okay,
day very, very, very early tomorrow morning.
okay.
Uh, I enjoyed a lot talking to you. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you so much for coming on, and I truly have enjoyed this conversation a lot. And I love your music, love what your point of view. Please continue on with good health and good luck, and I hope I see you in the future. Are you coming to Los Angeles at all?
Next time I was just in Los Angeles not too long ago, but next time will be later this year, I think. I will be in touch when I
Okay.
come.
All right.
But
Please do.
check out for you. I would love for you to check and tell me what you think. Claire Parsons.
Okay. Claire Parsons. Okay.
Yes, Claire Parsons. I have a trio album with her. She's an amazing singer. I
Great.
love her voice. I love her voice. She is like a force of nature. And we have a trio, guitar, drums, and keyboard and voice. She plays keyboard and singing. Check her out.
Okay. I will. I'll do that right now.
She's amazing.
Thank you so much.